Hi, hello, this is Jules the Human here, and welcome to Gaming Gone Weird, a show all about the weird, interesting, funny, but very real news that is going on in the gaming world. I'm one of your hosts, Jules the Human, and this is the Pokemon episode, Gaming Gone Pokemon, here on the Know Your News channel. This is number 11, and we've scoured the earth for some good Pokemon news items and things like that. And we're going to be talking about the new Pokemon that came out not too long ago. But I went down the Pokemon rabbit hole with somebody that's been playing it a whole lot these past couple days, and my co host, Cresta Starr. Cresta, how has Pokemon been these past couple days?
No sleep. Pokemon. Sleep for 2 hours. Pokemon. Do stuff. Pokemon. It is, I'm having the time of my life.
Okay.
No matter what the reports will tell you about glitches and whatnot, I'm having the time of my life.
All right.
I'm also doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Not as much Pokemon, but you have been just super into Impact. You've been into Pokemon. You've been sleeping. What has been your past couple of days? Because I saw yesterday was the first time that you did a Impact pay per view. Correct? How did that go?
Yes, that was so much fun. It was like regular but fun. I don't know how to describe it. I'm very thankful for all the opportunities that have been thrown at me and just knock it out of the park. But literally, that sleep part was the only lie. It's literally been since Impact ended Thursday, got Pokemon that night at 12, went out. I mean, played Pokemon till like 8 that morning, slept for like 4 hours, got up, get ready to do the interview, not the interview, the pay-per-view, and then Pokemon right after. I had to literally hide my Switch last night so I could go to sleep. So I'm like, I'm not going to wake up 30 minutes before Gaming Gone Weird and be like,
Oh, so we are going to be talking about a lot of Pokemon stuff today. This is the Pokemon episode, so we're going to be talking Scarlet, Violet. We're going to get Cresta's thoughts about the game because she's been playing it a whole bunch. But if you want to get your thoughts read on the show, or if you want to tell us something interesting that you've done in Pokemon already, or something fun that you've done, hit that super chats. There's super chats in the live chat here, or you can do KYN chat. KYNchat.com is how you do that. KYNchat.com. There's a link in the description of this video, and you could be like, yo, I have this Pokemon, or tell us your starters, or whatever you want to tell us about Pokemon and about your experience with Scarlet or Violet. Send a super chat and let us know. But we start off the shows every week with a question of the day. Cresta, what is the question of the day?
This one is curated for all audiences. Question of the day is, what was your first Pokemon game? The first Pokemon game you've ever picked up. It doesn't matter if it's Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Pinball, Heart Gold, Silver, or even Sword and Shield. Jules, what was your first Pokemon game?
I thought I had this one already set. I thought I was like, okay, Pokemon Blue. I remember playing Pokemon Blue a whole lot. I got it when it first came out, but then now I was like, did I get Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium first? Because that was on Nintendo 64. Did I play those first? Because Pokemon Snap was not a traditional Pokemon game. It was kind of weird. But I think it was Pokemon Blue. Blue, way back when they first released it here in America. I was a young lad, and it was like gray and not even in color or anything. And it was just, it was a bunch of weird things. But yeah, I think Pokemon Blue. What was yours, Cresta?
My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Red. Me and my two brothers saved up all of our allowance so we could get both games. And the
Ooh.
way it ended up shaking out, my poor little brother, my older brother took blue, I took red, and we said we were going to pass it between my little brother, and that's not what happened. That is not what happened. That is not. And he put in his allowance too. I feel so bad.
I never had. Did you have anybody to trade? I mean, you did have people to trade with, right? I didn't have anybody ever to trade with. Like,
I had two brothers, so like when my
yeah,
little brother eventually got a game, we had the link cable.
I never did that. I never understood.
Aw.
I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get these Pokemon. But yeah, there's a ton of Pokemon games in the pantheon. What was yours? Let us know. Send us a super chat, kynchat, to do that. But leave a like on this video. I never say it. Leave a like on this video so they know you like us or Pokemon or anything that we do here. let's get into some news. The way it's going to work, we're going to do some news, some Pokemon news. Then we're going to get into Cresta's thoughts about Pokemon Scarlet. We're going to talk some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And then we got some weird Pokemon facts that you may not have known. So we're going to give you some information towards the end of the show. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. But back on Halloween, there was an Indiana man in a Pikachu costume. This is vaguely related to Pokemon. There was an Indiana man in a Pikachu costume arrested after police chase on a modified lawnmower. So there was a 19-year-old who was in a Pikachu costume. He was pulling a trailer in a modified lawnmower in the street, I'm assuming, driving wildly through town. And there was an attempted traffic stop only for the man to flip off the cop and continue on his way. This resulted in what police have described as a pursuit that lasted a few blocks, with the suspect continuing to drive recklessly and even attempting to hit the officer's vehicle. So was this, Cresta, was this just somebody vibing, having a good time on a Halloween, just pulling his own little trailer in a modified lawnmower? I couldn't find any pictures. Or was this like a reckless endangerment here?
This is reckless endangerment, but I'm also laughing because I'm like, Pikachu, you swift. Pikachu been hanging out with wheezing and coughing too much. And now Pikachu, like, Pikachu, get out of here. And Pikachu's like, what?
This is so bad. Again, they when they said man, it was like the headline was Indiana man, and then I looked into it and it was like 19. I mean, technically he's still a man, but like it's Halloween, and like
I bet you this happened in Gary, Indiana.
I have no clue. They didn't say, but he said "F the police," and he just kept on riding as a little Pikachu costume. So
the police did not have enough badges to control that Pikachu.
Oh no, they were not high enough level.
Sorry, gotta catch them all, but not that one.
They did not in turn catch them all that night.
Well, they caught him. They caught him.
Yeah, he went to jail and all that stuff. But what do y'all think? What do you think about this story? Let us know. Send us a super chat or a KYN chat to get your comments read on the show. So one of the big news items here, and we got to celebrate. Today's a day for celebration.
Come on now.
Because our boy Ash, after 25 years, finally becomes the world champion in Pokemon. Look at him there, celebrating with his trophy. And in every news article that I saw, they always made it a thing that he's 10 years old, because still canonically, is he 10 years old?
Listen, I have no idea how time or math works in Pokemon. I'm not going to hold you. All the deep diving I've been doing, Pokemon is, what we know and what happens in Pokemon are different things. So he's 10. Yeah, he's still 10 after 22 years.
So infinitely 10 Ash Ketchum here won the world champion during the Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series show. Ash's Pikachu defeated Charizard of Leon, who is the champion of the Galar region from Sword and Shield. This was the final battle in the Pokemon World Coronation Series Masters 8 tournament, which is a long name for a thing. But why, Cresta, do we have a protagonist that's bad at doing the thing? He hasn't won ever. This is his first time. Why is he bad?
I'm going to give you a wholesome response because the urge to troll is strong, but I think there is a lesson here with Ash Ketchum. Okay. So many times in anime, people are so big, grandiose, above and beyond. Ash really be losing all the time, takes it on the chin, and goes about his business. Losing is a natural part of life. And when it's your time, it is your time. So maybe Ash Ketchum is an allegory for you don't always have to be the winner to be the main character. Maybe.
That's true. I am currently working through Hunter x Hunter right now, and Gon, the main character, little kid, loses quite a bit. And I'm like, this is interesting. But then whenever he finally wins, I'm like, yo. So
underdog.
I see the same thing here with Ash, because it's like it went crazy viral. Everybody was like, yo, he did it. And I'm like, so I guess it does mean a lot more now.
I mean, it's been quite some time because I am just under 9,000 years old. So I remember that show in my youth, and none of his Pokemon besides Pikachu look the same to me. So maybe he just got better bonds. I don't know. He released his Butterfree, so maybe he let them go be free in the world of Pokemon. That again, I haven't seen this show since I was a wee child.
Yeah, I can't believe some of these Pokemon have been here with him for the entire time. That's
Like
crazy. That's a squad right there.
far-fetched with this one eyebrow is taking me out. I'm here for it.
What do y'all think about Ash finally becoming the world champion in Pokemon? Oh, Cresta, where do you think it's gonna go now that he's the person? Where does it go from here? Like he's already succeeded it. Some people are like, well, he still has to catch them all. He hasn't caught them all, but like, where do you think Ash goes from here?
Well, merch sales are on the rise, so you better find something to do.
Yeah.
We've got what's going on in the Paldea region. If you've got Scarlet and Violet, wow, English is hard. So he has things to do there. Maybe you run it back at the Indigo League. I mean, you've lost a lot, so you can go and conquer where you've lost at. Maybe actually go catch that Tauros.
Yeah. Yeah, you've done
Wait,
it.
no,
Now you
all
can
he
go.
catches is Tauros. I'm sorry. I
Now
got
you can
that
go
backwards.
you can go do some side quests now,
Yeah,
Ash. Now that you're
yeah.
over there. But let us know what your thoughts are about Ash finally becoming the world champion here. In Pokemon, send us a super chat or a KYN chat. Also hit that like button and subscribe to know your news. There's a lot of shows here that are pretty cool. And if you become a member, you can have Cresta's face as an emote. Yeah, one of those faces will be an emote there that you can be, so you can become a member here on Know Your News YouTube channel. But this week they released the Game of the Year nominees, or like Game Awards. What is it? The
Yeah.
Game Awards, right? The Game
It's the
Awards.
Game Awards. Yep.
We kind of wanted to go over a couple, mainly because Pokemon Legends Arceus has been nominated for Best RPG of the Game Awards. Now, if you remember, Arceus was a little different than all the other ones, and it's kind of cool that it's getting some recognition. First off, before we go into some other categories, what do you think about Arceus being nominated for the Game Awards this year?
So I did not play Arceus, but everyone and their mom was raving, screaming, crying about the open world because, like you said, it's different. It's way different. And in playing Violet to see how it's evolved from that open world to this open world, not too mad about it. I like it. I've been a Pokemon fan for like 9,000 years. So as long as it's getting recognition, more people are playing it. Absolutely. Because eventually we're going to get that Pokemon MMO and I want to play it.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
all the recognition, come on now. I want to be the very best that
Uh,
no one ever was.
Uh, I have a thought about that, but we'll take it a little bit later. But yeah, Arceus was very different. Everybody that is a little bit older, like always was like, "Yo, Arceus was it."
Mhm.
This was a lot better. Everybody's like, for some people, it was their favorite Pokemon game.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that RC is nominated here, and maybe we can see it pick up a win for the best RPG. But there was some other notable. There was like 30 different categories, but I wanted to talk about two of them, the top two, if you will,
Mhm.
because we talked about it last episode, the episode before that. But Game of the Year. Uh,
Oof. That's a
we
tough
got we
category.
got some thoughts here, and we would love to know your thoughts. Game of the Year. Game nominations are A Plague Tale Requiem, which just came out not too long ago, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, what we were saying during the God of War episode, like God of War came out too late to be considered the game of the year, but it's here. Do you think they released it at this time, especially for that, to steal that away, or was it just conscious, unconscious? What do you think?
I don't think it's something that is on purpose. But going back to that conversation of how can you be game of the year when you came out 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were having a spirited debate in my own home about
Uh-huh.
this. Like when is the cutoff? When can you say whatever it is? But then something like God of War Ragnarok, can it be called Game of the Year next year when it came out in 2022? It becomes a slippery slope in my opinion, because this category is stacked. Stray did phenomenal, but I would hate to see something like Stray that did good in March, April, May get knocked out for something that came out in November or
Yeah.
something that came out in October. It's tough. I mean, they're all of these games are very deserving.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring and Ragnarok is really where the battle is going to be. And we had said that in the Game Awards, like it's really going to be the battle between these two. And both of them are nominated for
Yep.
a slew of things.
A lot of different things. And I did put in my vote, and I think I did vote for Elden Ring just because, like we talked about last time or the time before, it just dominated all of everything. Like it dominated the entire culture. It really
Mm-hmm.
changed gaming. This was huge for everybody, and there's still content to this day being put out about it. People playing it on saxophone, people defeating it with their feet and all this stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I think I voted Elden Ring, but Stray, loved Stray. For
Yes.
a lot of other categories, I did pick Stray. I think I picked Stray for this next one that I kind of want to talk about, Best Game Direction, which is like the number
Mm-hmm.
two in the whole thing. Best Game Direction, Elden Ring again, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray. So these kind of games are just sticking throughout all these categories. But I don't know what are you voting for here in Game of the Year and Best Game Direction, because they're a little bit different. But
Mm-hmm.
what are your picks here?
I have not played. I feel like the lag is coming to get me again.
Oh, it's all good.
I have not played Ragnarok. I have not played Stray. I have Stray, but I never got around to it. I will say that I would probably vote for Stray anyway, just because it was nothing like it for a long time and it was very different. For best direction, I'd probably pick God of War for that one, just
Mm,
because going through looking at the storylines and everything, I like where it's going. I don't know too much about Trey to say, okay, I can know the story, this, that, and the third, but the things I do know about God of War, I like where they're going, and I want a third one.
yeah. That's kind of why I picked for some of them. Like I automatically knew, like I haven't played God of War Ragnarok, but I know I'm gonna love it. Like that knowledge where I'm just like, of course it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good, and I know I'm gonna be loving this for sure. But it's just I haven't yet, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I picked God of War Ragnarok on a couple of those. But yeah, the Game Award nominations are here. What are you picking for God of Game of the Year? What are you picking for Best Game Direction? And will you be voting for Pokemon Legends of Arceus? Let us know. Send us a super chat, the little money symbol there in the live chat, or a KYN chat. KYNchat.com is how you do that. So the link is in the description down at the bottom. So Niantic has been in the news for a little bit. Niantic is the people that brought you Pokemon Go, and they issued an apology for this Zorua event, and Pokemon Go fans are not happy about this. So,
Not at
it,
all.
a Pokemon Go event called the Shuppet Spotlight Hour took place with the surprise. There was going to be the surprise was they were going to have an encounter with Zorua. Look at this little guy right here. I did not know this little Pokemon existed.
I think is it Zora or Zorua?
Zorua?
I
Zorua?
don't know.
Zorua?
If you're a Pokemon professor, please help us with the pronunciation of this small mon.
I love him. Look at him. Not even phased by it. But the surprise was canceled last minute, but Australia and New Zealand saw it already, and some of them already got the Pokemon. And there was supposed to be an encounter with Zorua, but there was a bug, so they canceled. And instead, they were like, well, you didn't get the thing, but here's some Pokeballs. Here's 20 Pokeballs, and here's a lure, and here's something else. Um, this kind of sucked. I mean, how is it gonna like the problem that it happened for a part of the world and didn't happen for the rest of the world because of
Mm-hmm.
time zones and stuff? That sucks. I don't know. How would you feel about this if you were into a game and then they released it for some people, but not everybody. And they were like, here's a little bit of something. Like, here's Pokeballs that mean nothing.
I will say this. I saw on Reddit, they said that's like saying, hey, some people got $1 million, but because you missed out on it, here's some tree bark and some rocks.
Exactly. That's
And it's sad. It's unfortunate. I mean, to me, the fix would be just mystery gift or like send people the Zora in your inbox. Like, to me, that just makes sense. But I've learned with Pokemon, some things they like to keep scarce. I don't know why. Shout outs to Mew and Magerna and Genesect.
It seems like Niantic has been like under fire quite a bit because of the changes they made. Like, they made some really good changes during the, like, when it was like peak pandemic, really, when they were like, you don't have to go out and you don't have to go, and there was a bigger radius and there was like lures and stuff that you can do a bunch, but they started like cutting that back and changing a little bit. I don't know, do you still see this big Pokemon Go community happening, and do you still see people out in the world? I have not seen somebody. Well, I don't go anywhere. Okay, I gotta go places.
Yeah, we got to
first.
go somewhere to actually see people, bro.
Go outside. Yeah, gotta go outside to see people. But I don't know. Do you still see like this big community still flocking around Pokemon Go a lot?
Not as much anymore. Like, people in my house still play religiously because there's like Pokestops real close by, so you could just sit by the window and go spin it. But I fell off, and I used to be one of those people who are outside looking for Pokemon far and wide. So yeah, I mean, also too, it's the pandemic. We're still in a pico de gallo,
Yeah.
and people still aren't going out the way they used to. A lot of things haven't turned back to normal, so it's a little bit harder. And also, it's really cold now, so
Bro, it's cold.
yes.
I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm cold in here. I don't know how cold is it over there in New York? Snowing?
My computer has been saying freezing warning all day.
Oh
upstate
no.
upstate Buffalo got 6 feet of snow. I seen a video where the guy was opening up his garage, and by the time it almost got to the top, then you saw the sky. It was just snow.
So your computer isn't overheating, it's freezing.
No, it's just telling me the temperature. I'm toasty in here.
Oh, okay.
It's toasty in here. I got on my little dress, my little nice shirt, like I'm going to a Pokemon interview.
Yeah. Let us know about your Pokemon Go journeys. Send us a super chat or a KYN chat. Let us know what you think about this event that they kind of botched, which kind of sucks. They gave us some Pokeballs and a lure instead of the Zorua? This Pokemon,
Zora?
this cutie, this little cutie right here.
This little black little puff.
So cute. Not bothered, not at all. But let's get into some Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet thoughts. Cresta, I would like to give you the floor because I want to know your thought. I haven't played it yet. I've only seen quite a little bit of stuff. I have a video I want to play afterwards, but what are your unadulterated thoughts, opinions about Pokemon Scarlet or Violet? Which one did you pick up? How many hours have you played? And what are your thoughts so far?
Okay, so I got Pokemon Scarlet. I don't know how many hours I've played, but literally I haven't been sleeping. The urge to play it now as I'm talking is over 9,000. I am having the time of my life. Much like my frame rate that's happening right now, though, that happens a lot in this game. When things are up close to you, it's not too bad, but things in the distance, you'd be like, I mean, even with that being said, I still would play it. There's so many new Pokemon. I like to choose your own adventure style without spoiling too much. There's a lot of options for things you can do, but you still have to follow kind of a storyline, You still gotta get your gym badges and whatnot so you can control your Pokemon. But there's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of diversity. And I will also say, once they get this frame rate situation figured out, this is Pokemon Genshin Impact almost. I was playing with my friends last night. We were doing raids together. We shared our link code. We got to exactly. It's so much fun. I'm having the time of my life. I strongly suggest that if you have a Switch and you like Pokemon, you pick this game up. We are not getting paid by the Pokemon company, Nintendo, if you want to talk, but I'm so serious when I say this game is so much fun.
Huh.
Even with the frame rate drop, I keep on autosave because
Okay.
you're not gonna get me.
Huh.
But like, even with everything withstanding, even with the patch, I still would recommend this game. Especially if you've got friends who play Pokemon. We've been inside. The pandemic really has gotten us all bad, gal. But if you're on Discord with your friends, share that code and go Pokemon exploring together. I would recommend it. I wouldn't say 10 out of 10. I am going to take away a mark for all of the jankiness. But even with the jankiness withstanding, so maybe a 9.5 is a really good game. I'm having fun.
So you mentioned Pokemon MMO earlier, and that could possibly be a thing in the future or sometime. And most likely, yes, I would agree that could be fun. That would be a super dope game and something that we haven't seen before. But my thought is, with how much Pokemon stuff is out there and how much money they're raking in, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Why do you think this game isn't top tier performing right at the start? I mean, some could say this is their first open world, really. But like, with how much money you spend on the game, they're all still $60. They put out one like almost every year. All the plushies, all the everything that they have money. Why was this a less than stellar launch? And why still no voice acting really in the game? I don't know.
The voice acting, I will say this, I find that Pokemon did a really stellar job with the character design, in the sense that everyone is gender fluid, everyone is gender neutral. And I dig that, because I don't want anyone to feel alienated, or you can express yourself almost any way you want, because I haven't figured out how to change my clothes yet.
The one thing I saw was the customization. You can customize your face a lot, and I was like, "Yo, that's kind of cool. That's
Not
really
really,
cool."
not really.
A lot more than before.
A lot more than, yeah, but like the skin tones are still a problem. You're either like alabaster, a little less,
Okay, I didn't
or
see that part.
dark. Yeah.
Sure.
So there's still like issues like that. But I will say that the Switch has been out for how many years now? Like 2, 3 years?
I thought 3 or 4.
Okay. So it's been out a long time. It's to my understanding that this game was made in the Unreal Engine. Maybe the Switch can't handle it. I'm going to say it's a hardware issue. Also, Nintendo wants to make things typically very accessible to everyone. You cast the widest net. And also, too, when has Nintendo really been known for graphics? It's not an Xbox. It's not a PlayStation. Yes, we can say, well, Breath of the Wild and Metroid, but those are about the only two ones, really. Everything else kind of tones it down in comparison to like an Elden Ring, to like a hell, even a Stray, a Tunic. Everything is toned down, so it's I guess a lot more ease of access. I'm gonna go ahead and blame the hardware. I don't think that the game, maybe the game itself needs more, but I don't think the hardware can keep up with it, because it's an older console for all intents and purposes. Not that it's that old, but you know what I mean?
Sure. What is everybody's thoughts about that? I don't know. What do you think about this Pokemon Scarlet and Violet not being the greatest launch? I know they're gonna fix it for sure. Send us a super chat, send us a KYN chat. I would love to know y'all's thoughts about Pokemon Scarlet. Who picked it up? Did anybody else pick it up? But I mean, it has provided some very funny clips. And
I can imagine, just from my own experience, I can imagine what other people are going through.
Before we do this, what was the worst thing that happened to you where you were like, oh man, but you're still playing? Like, what was the thing where some people talked about it crashing during a crucial point, or but like, what was your experience like already? Like, what's one thing where you were like, man, that sucked? Kind of.
I have yet to experience a crash. One of my friends did. We did a bunch of raids for like 2 hours, and then their game crashed and it didn't save because they turned off autosave. The worst thing that happened to me was I ran into a Pokemon and I didn't see what it was. I didn't catch it, and it despawned. Like the sprite despawned, but I'm still in the battle, but I can't see what it is, what it looks like. The name and the gender is there, but the name is even messed up. So I'm like, yikes. And if I run, I don't know if it's going to be gone. And there's tons of new Pokemon, and I'm trying to catch them all. So
okay, so nothing like too crazy where you lost like 3 hours of progress because
I am a fan of autosave.
yeah,
Autosave.
always.
Autosave. All autosave. Don't lose all your homework.
Yeah. I would like to thank AR_art, OOC Pokemon, Nama Shibuya Q, Ariyo, Pythia Alice, and Bobby O for these clips that we're about to show. I want your reaction, Cresta, because some of these are pretty crazy and pretty
Mhm.
funny. This is what is happening to a lot of people's games and people. Some of these glitches and some things that are happening during Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So please don't copyright claim us. We love you. We love you, Pokemon and Nintendo. But here we go. Uh,
Uh we
casual,
ride as
just
spinners. We ride as spinners. We don't stop.
and just casual glitches.
What
Some general
what?
mishaps here, and trying to take a picture. Oop, you're in the air.
Uh
There it is.
hello?
Oh, you know, just
Riding around at the speed of clown. What is happening? Walk for me. Walk.
you know, just dancing. And this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one for Coco. No.
No.
Just into the lake trying to fight a magic harp.
Not that. Not that.
So those are some people posting about their things that are happening during the game on Twitter. So none of that's happened to you.
No. I like. Am I missing something?
Yeah, it seems like everybody's having a bad time. Everybody that's posting on Twitter is having a bad time. But then I was talking to you, and you're like, "Oh, it's great. I played it for 1,000,000 hours," and I'm like, "What?" It's
I
crazy.
mean, of course, there's a saying in customer service that people will take the time to complain but never to compliment. So if you're having a really bad experience or if it's super funny, you're gonna want to screen share, show your friends, get a couple of likes, put it on Twitter while it's still alive till the
I
end of the week.
I mean, some of those like the riding around and not having a Pokemon under you, like that would make
That's
me want to
funny.
play more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like I I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077 right now, and it's notorious for its bugs, but
Mhm.
it got fixed a whole lot, so I haven't encountered a whole lot. But every so often, during like maybe a cutscene or something, they just T-pose and like they assert their dominance. Like, and that makes me like, oh, that's funny. And like I T-pose back, like just out of nowhere, you're talking to a character like in this crazy scene, and then just like, and then they just go back to it, and I'm like, that's
That
fun.
happens in League of Legends all the time. Like if your character dies, or sometimes if your character doesn't actually just be like this.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah, that kind of stuff would make me want to keep playing it more. I don't know. That makes it fun.
I agree. And like as long as it's not like breaking my game,
Yeah.
as long as it's not like now like the Masingo glitch where you catch Masingo and then your whole game is like
Yeah.
so
But let us know your thoughts about Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. Did you pick them up? Let us know. Send us a super chat or a KYN chat, kynchat.com, and you'll get your comment or question read on the show. You can also become a member. There's a way to do that and help out and support us, and let them know. Let Jimmy know you liked us, and let them know you like Gaming Gone Weird and you like to get weird with Pokemon. Cresta, we have quite a bit of Pokemon facts that we would like to share with everybody. And let's chat about some interesting Pokemon facts that you may have known or may not know. And yeah, give us our first fact.
all right, so I did a test run last night with some of my friends, and the first one they were like, "What the hell?" So hopefully it does the same for you. Do you have this picture, by the way?
Yes.
Put it up on the screen. This is Gastrodon, the Pokemon. Gastrodon has 3 eyes. So the one in the top is an eye as well. I don't know if you knew that, but now you know.
I didn't know that this Pokemon was existed, but apparently it's a big deal.
It's so cute.
It looks really cute. Looks pretty squishy. How big is it though? I don't even know how big it is.
It's like a little slug. Me sluggy.
Yeah, it looks kind of slimy now. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I would not have known that little thing in the middle, kind of like Belly
Mm-hmm.
Bolt, the one that we talked about with the electric wait, you were in LA for that one. But there's a gym leader
Hmm.
that in the new Pokemon that's electric type, and she has a new Pokemon called Belly Bolt, and he has like little things for eyes on the side, but they're not eyes.
Yeah, that's
They're
his
yeah.
yeah, and the eyes are in the middle right
Yeah, with
there.
his little mouth, they're right there, but like these look like eyes. So Pokemon always does that with some weird stuff. But Gastrodon, 3 eyes. Give us another one.
Now you know. The next one is in Japan, they have Pokelids, which are manhole sewer covers. And each one is unique to different parts in Japan that either depicts Pokemon scenery, Pokemon, or like some epic view. And it correlates with different things in Japan. And it's really cute. It's free. You can go take a look at it. They have a whole map. And each thing is supposed to be specific to that part of Japan and specific to something correlating to the story, which I thought was really fascinating and
Huh.
adorable.
I didn't know it went that far to where like it corresponded with, in the game they kind of base off
Hmm.
a particular land
Yeah.
for a real land.
Hmm.
I didn't know it went as far as like they're connected story wise with
At least
Pokemon.
what I understand, unless
Sure.
Google translated me wrong. It
Yeah.
was really cute. It's really nice. So like if you ever visit Japan, they have like a whole map. There's a whole website that'll show you like the best way to go and see each one. It's
Yeah.
super nice.
Wow. I did not know that. And that's a cool little thing to keep track of. Maybe like if you were going to go visit, I
Hmm.
would definitely think that would be a thing I would want to do. Just like
Because
go,
it's free and you get to see the city.
yeah, and you just get to walk around and be like, "Oh, there's the next one" and stuff.
Hmm.
I didn't know this whole thing was a thing. It seems cool and they're so pretty.
Yeah, they're very well maintained. It's that Charmander one is
Uh
so cute. I love Charmander was my first Pokemon that I picked.
oh, I was Squirtle. I love Squirtle.
There's nothing wrong with Squirtle. He's really the guy.
Mm.
He's so cute. Poor Bulbasaur.
I mean, I don't want to get into it, but I don't like grass type Pokemon. I don't know what it is. There's only like one or two grass starters that are okay in my book. The little weed cat, Sprigatito.
That's who I
Love him.
picked.
Oh, you did? I didn't even ask. Oh.
This is my second. No, actually, this is my first time picking a grass starter because I did not pick Meganium, whatever the Bayleaf. I didn't pick the little baby one. I
Oh.
did not Chikorita. There we go. We'll eventually get
Chikorito's
there.
cute.
It was cute, but it's always been my experience. Why would you pick a grass Pokemon when there's going to be mad of them? So I never picked a grass Pokemon. I picked Sprigatito. He is so cute, but I definitely named him Weed Cat.
I love it. I think that's who I would pick. Uh, Honestly, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this later, which was your first? Which was your starter in Pokemon Violet, Scarlet? I want the little green cat.
And I
Fuel
mean, that's
Coco's cute too.
that is a great segue, speaking of firsts, because our next weird fact is when people talk about the first Pokemon, it could mean a slew of things.
Mm-hmm.
Rhydon was the first Pokemon ever created, drawn, concept art, whatever. Arceus is the creator of all Pokemon because first there was nothing, then there was an egg, and out of that egg came Arceus. Or if you get really, really technical, it could be Bulbasaur because it's the first Pokemon of the first Pokédex. So there's three firsts. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys knew that. It's also why the Rhydon sprite is rampant all over like blue, yellow, red, because that was the Pokemon. That was
that
the Pokemon.
yeah, that was like the general like just default Pokemon. Yeah, I never thought about it. But now that I think back, like in blue, it was always just the same little sprite. Just every
Mm-hmm.
single time you see one, I was like, okay, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
That's just like a general sprite for the character. But yeah, Rhydon was the first one drawn. Arceus was in the timeline. The
Yeah.
everything that it began the universe
Yeah.
and
He's the alpha and omega.
yeah and Bulbasaur is number one, so
Yeah.
got to be more specific if you're like what was the first Pokemon if you're on a trivia.
Yeah,
It could be different
that's a
ones.
gotcha question.
Hmm.
Because some people even like we had this conversation last night. Like, well, Mew, they say Mew can learn every move and every Pokemon descended from Mew, but Arceus created Mew, so
Yep. Hit us with some more Poke facts.
all right. So this one, I had a whole. I'm gonna tell you guys the storyline, the history of Pokemon, kind of like what we did for God of War last week. No, the Pokemon storyline. First of all, the weird fact is that Pokemon takes place in a multiverse situation. I wanted to give you guys the whole history. It's a lot. I would
There's so
encourage you
much.
to go out of your way to learn the history, but in the most compact is very long ago there was a Pokemon war, and in that Pokemon in a war that humans end up using Pokemon, some guy fired a machine, and when he fired that machine, it unalived mad Pokemon, and anything that touched that, the rocks nearby gave you Mega Stones. That's why in some ones you have Mega Evolutions, and in other ones you don't. That's pretty much like that is the general the general gist.
That's the gist of the multiverse style, because there's the different games. I watched some of the videos that we were discussing about. Bro, there's so much. This Arceus made these Pokemon, and they're like, they made these Pokemon because they're this, and then these God Pokemons are this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is a lot. This is
a lot. It's a lot. It's very interesting, but it's one of those things where, you know, you get your hot cocoa, you make your s'more, your peanut butter and jelly, put your whipped cream on your hot cocoa, you put your onesie on, and you sit back and you watch it, because it's so much. It's very interesting, and I wonder if it's intentional on behalf of the Pokemon company, or if it's something that it just ended up being that way. You know what I mean?
Over time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. What came first? The manga?
I think the manga did come. Yeah, I think the manga did come first, but I don't know about cause sorry. One of the facts that I had here, I'm just gonna skip ahead, because if we're talking about the manga, the way that the games and everything were set up, another weird fact is that Gold and Silver were meant to be the last games in the series. I think that's where the manga had ended up at that point. So the fact that we've got all of these extra things, that's why I said I wonder if it became this rather than we had this planned all along.
I had Gold. I would have been fine with that being the end. I'm down for that being the end. That was a good story. That was good. That was a solid one. And yeah, with Ho-Oh and Lugia, right? I was like, okay, yeah, cool birds, dope. But I do think it has evolved over everything because of, you know, the money, the Pokebucks.
If the merch sells, like, honestly, money talks. And why would I? If I don't do it, someone will come later on and buy the IP and do it. So
yeah. But I mean, I'm cool with it. But what do you think? Okay, aside from the facts right now, there's like over 1,000 Pokemon. Do you think we can like retcon some at this? Like, there's so many Pokemon. What do you think? Are just gonna keep adding more?
I think at some point, either you're committing to, we're making Pokemon a robust ecosystem of actual animals in the real world, because there's like a million billion animal species, or what we consider bugs, animals, fish, whatever it is in this world. If you're doing something akin to that, that's going to be a lot. Now, there are some Pokemon that are incredibly hard to obtain, like we were talking about earlier with Magearna, Mew, and whatnot. But then you would have to it'd be one of those things where I believe that they can do it, but you would have to make it so robust, so different, but at the same time be able to tie into everything. Like, you have to make sure that when it's done, it doesn't get oversaturated. People are like, okay, that's too much. I mean, it rewards people. Like, if you've been playing from the beginning till now, transferring all your Pokemon. If you live in Japan, where a lot of the exclusives are happening, you have a lot of Pokemon, and maybe you already got close to 1,000 if you haven't already beaten the game, because you've been playing it since the beginning. You've transferred it through Pokemon Ranch, Pokemon Home, Pokemon, whatever it is. You've got all of them, and you can say, hey, I've literally caught them all. Because typically when you catch them all, you get something really cool in the game. So
I've never met somebody that's caught them all. Who's caught them all? Have you caught them all for one. I think I just go through the story of a video game.
I try to full complete the decks. I like, rather than the story,
Really?
I've done it twice. I've done it in
Oh.
X and Y, and I've done it in Black. Now, there are some Pokemon I just don't have, like
Yeah.
Magearna, Deancey, Genesect, because I wasn't around for those things, and Mew. But like all the secret ones, if I can trade for it, if I could, like, I go out of my way. That's my favorite thing about Pokemon. I enjoy collecting. The storyline is
Ye-
cool, but I enjoy collecting. I'm that guy. Look at my
Oh.
dress.
Nice. Okay. So you gotta catch them all for
I'm
sure.
literally that guy.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. So hit us with some more Pokemon facts.
All right. This one really blew my mind. Pikachu is a Japanese onomatopoeia for squeaking and shimmering. What?
I think it's like Pika and Chew, and then the squeaking part is Chew, right? It's like choo choo, something with the rat, the way that it makes a sound, and then Pika I think means shimmering or something. And I was like,
That is so cool. When I read that, I was like, wait, what? And my brain is trying to wrap my mind around it. All I hear is Pikachu, Pikachu.
yeah. I think Pokemon would have a totally different trajectory. Okay, this is probably hot take. Pokemon hot take. I think Pokemon would have an entirely different trajectory if it was Clefairy like the manga instead of
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu. I think Pikachu had a huge deal to do with its success, with the
Mm-hmm.
show's success, it being having like a little cute Pokemon that's super recognizable. And you
Yes.
probably, if you don't even know what Pokemon is or anything about Pokemon, you probably still know about Pikachu. So I think
Yeah.
it would have had totally different timeline. There's another timeline that veers off where it was Clefable, or what was it? Clefairy? Where
Clefairy. It would be more
Clefairy?
niche. I see
Yeah.
what you know. I agree. No, I don't think that's a hot take. I think Pokemon would have been more niche. And sometimes, to quote Gia Gunn, what you want to do isn't necessarily what you're gonna do. And if Pikachu is that recognizable, that thing, like, there are other Pokemon that are, I feel like, equally as recognizable. Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur to a little lesser extent. Now Piplup too. There's a bunch of Pokemon that you're like, wow, I know that's a Pokemon that's super cute. But Pikachu really did that. I love Clefairy. Clefairy is one of my favorite Pokemon. But I don't think it'd have been the same. It's not Pikachu. It's not Pikachu. And it's bright, vibrant colors that speak
Yeah.
to both, that speak to everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because some people will deem, well, Clefairy is a girly Pokemon, but Clefairy got a better move pool.
yeah.
Clefairy can get tanky. Clefairy can do a lot more than Pikachu can. But you're not thinking about that. You're looking at the visual, and Pikachu is red and yellow, and it excites you.
I mean, even my grandma or whatever, my great grandma, you're like, that's a Pikachu
You got
or whatever.
spicy grandparents.
You know what
though.
I mean? That's a Pikachu. Hit us with some more Pokemon facts.
Okay. Ruby and Sapphire are the only games to show your father. When I saw that, I was like, yo,
Oof.
yo,
It's a little too real.
Your dad went for Chansey eggs and never came back. He went for some moo milk and never came back.
Oh no. So is all of Pokemon just the search for a father figure? Is that what it is? Like
something Disney does that too. Something.
yeah. There's a correlation to how many Pokemon you catch to how much of a father figure you need in your life or whatever. I don't know. Something there.
I mean, the argument could be made because, but that Pokemon War was like so long ago in the storyline wise that it shouldn't have this effect. But also, this is I don't know if this is a hot take, mediocre take. You sending these kids out into the world with their rampaging Pokemon. They're 10.
Yeah. Everybody's
I've
cool
seen
with it.
Ash get electrocuted.
Yeah. Everybody's okay with it. All right. Bye. See ya. Leaving home.
I have a Dratini that I caught in my friend's world that we raided in that's level 35, and that Dratini does not listen to me. So you mean to tell me if I'm a kid and I'm happen to catch this strong Pokemon and I take it out like, yo, use flame breath, and it turns around and
It's
use flame
like,
breath on me.
nah. Yeah, it's so weird when you actually think about it. It's all just kind of wild. One thing I heard about Pokemon, maybe you could tell me. I heard your in-game character mom is hot. Can you
Yes.
confirm or deny? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Hold on,
And
ordering a Switch right now.
let me tell you something, brother.
What?
There's a lot of buff hiker women out there,
Oh,
and it excites something inside of me. They're like, you want a Pokemon battle me? I'm like, choke me. I mean, yes. There's a lot of body diversity in this game.
That's awesome.
And I love, like, honestly, there's a lot of diversity in this game. A lot of everyone is this game is very inclusive. You find all walks of life in this game, body shapes, body sizes, and again, your character very gender fluid, so you can be whatever you want to be. If you want to do a girly haircut, a boy haircut, it doesn't matter. It's you. It's super cool. Super cool.
Very cool. That's good to hear. Do you got any more facts for us?
Yes, I've got, let's see here. I've got one, maybe possibly 1.5, because I was trying to look up things about shiny hunting. So if you guys don't know what a shiny is, in Pokemon, there are Pokemon you can run into that sparkle, and they're apparently palette color swapped. So it's just the opposite color on the color wheel from that Pokemon. I think there's like a 1 in 7,000 chance in some games. If you get a charm, it's like 1 in 1,862. That's a very specific number. But like, there's a lot of things in there to increase your shinies, but I didn't really look that up too much, because even that, like, here's a weird fact. There is a shiny wish Jirachi that wasn't able to be discovered or obtained for like 25 years. And then after like 25 years, somebody found it twice in one day. So it is like, it's an exclusive shiny wish Jirachi. You need a GameCube, a DS, and something. And this person had like 4 GameCubes running. It was whatever it is. And then you can get this palette swap Jirachi that people typically thought was not obtainable. People go ham for shiny charms and shiny hunting. Yes, whatever Sharima said. Yes, 1 in 8,000. Yeah, it's a lot,
bro. Everybody that is a Pokemon streamer is literally all they do is just shiny hunt now. And I didn't even know. Whenever I learned about shinies, I don't know when it was. It was definitely after Gold and all that. That blew my mind. I was like, wait, this is a thing? I didn't even know it was a thing that people were. I didn't even know. And this has been like the meta game underneath everything, because they're just like color swapped sort of somehow, and they're like super rare, and people just collect them. And I see people streaming them just going past one little area of just like one, usually bicycling this little piece of grass, and then getting the thing, and then like, nope, start over, restart the game. Nope, didn't get the shiny this time.
There are there are things you can do, like if you started at a certain time, if you started at a certain frame, to increase your chances. But in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet specifically, a lot of my friends have been running into shinies within the first couple of hours, because it's an open world game. There's so many Pokemon spawning in. So 1 in 8,000 seems a lot when you're running through the grass and it's one Pokemon, but 1 in 8,000 ain't too bad when you're past it at least 50, 60 as you're just running around. I think once the Pokemon started being in color, that's when they started doing alternative sprites. So people, like an Easter egg, thank you for playing. You play so damn much. Here you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got the patience for that. Have you ever caught any shinies at all? Do you know?
No. Okay.
None?
So I've caught shinies in Pokemon Go, but everyone says Pokemon Go does not count. In the games, in the normal games, never. The only shiny I caught was the one they gave to you, which was the red Gyarados.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Damn. I have yet to run into one on my own naturally in the game if it's not Pokemon Go. And like, literally, we all got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in my house at the same time. And one person is like, well, I got this shiny what's his? He named him Bacon, and I can't think of the Lechonk's
Lechonk.
Lechonk's evolved form. I forgot what it's called. It was like Oink Oink. I don't know. That's not the
Oink.
name. That's not the name. But that one was shiny. Saw it in the wild, and I'm like, screw me, right? Like F my drag.
Dang. That's cute. You got any more damn weird Pokemon facts to send us home with?
All right, this is the last one, and this is a wholesome one. We are on Gaming Gone Weird, but did you know Pokemon can grant you a scholarship?
What?
The Pokemon Scholarship was established by the Royal College of Art, RCA, in London. If you can rank well enough in tournaments of either the trading card game or video games, you may be granted enough money for a scholarship. Both competitions are held annually and are highly competitive. Upon further inspection, they also do one for art.
Yeah.
So if you do like great concept art, they'll help you get money to go to school in London, though. So I mean, hello, love.
But that's cool. They're giving some money towards gamers that are doing really well in the card game, but also people that are doing some other stuff. Yeah, I looked at the art stuff, and they're really interesting concepts, and they're really different, and they're just like, yeah, here's a scholarship. Here's the Pokemon scholarship. So Pokemon can actually help you go to college or pay for college. At least.
I love this because I feel like apparently Magic the Gathering does something similar as well.
What?
They give scholarships if you rank high enough in the game. I didn't look that up, but apparently that's what they do. I will say that I think giving money to gamers, because it does, especially in games, that takes a lot of big brain to think of all of the like it's 1,000 Pokemon at this point. All of the Pokemon, all of the stats, all of the moves, all of the items. Which one will be better in this? How do you decide the meta? Are these off the raw data? Is this what it is? People who tweak it and say, well, actually, you can bring in this Pokemon, but if you bring it like this, you can, things like that. That takes analytics. That takes brain power. And absolutely, I could give you, who thinks of that? I was just trying to draw pocket monsters.
Yeah,
and here you are in this world tournament. Also, I think that the card game too. The card game is next level. And concept art, that to me, that's a no-brainer. Because you give these people a scholarship now, and maybe after 8 years, after they do their school and maybe go to a conservatory, if that's what people still do, apply to work at the Pokemon company. They've got really dope concept art for your next 1,000. Because Pikachu's still selling merch, baby.
They should give some money away if you can name all 1,000 Pokemon. That'd be cool. Give me $1.
$1. Now I want $1 for every Pokemon.
Yeah, $1 for every Pokemon that you can name.
There used to be a game store by me when I was a kid when the original Poke-Rap was out there. Like, we'll let you buy anything in this store if you can say all of the Poke-Rap. I only memorized one part, which was Articuno, Jinx, Nidorina, Beedrill, Haunter, Squirtle, Gassy, Pokemon. That's it. My brain. I've lost so much memory when you've lived for over 1 million years.
The Pokemon rap. Oh, man.
Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl.
There was also a weird fact that I saw. I thought about adding it where during the rap, they say a Pokemon, but then on screen is a different Pokemon. I forgot what it was, but they were like, "Oh, it's this," and then it's not. It's something else, and it's like, what? But that was another weird one. I didn't know if I wanted to add that one in, but that's our Pokemon episode. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of info. Did you learn something? Oinkalone was the evolution.
Yeah.
Oinkalone?
I mean, it takes place in Spain. Like, that's the region. The region is Spain. I picked that up because if you get Scarlet, you go to Uva Academy. And I know that's grape in Spanish. I failed Spanish one many times, but I know that's grape. So
I don't know any Uvu driver.
Ooh, that you tried to take me out.
That's our Pokemon episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. Hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed any of that. If you learned anything, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Thank you for everybody that joined us live. But Cresta, when you're not playing Pokemon, where can they find you on the internet?
Guys, Twitter's a sinking ship, so you can find me at Cresta the Star on Twitter until that goes down, and I have a link tree in my bio. You can also find me every Thursday over on Fightful. Myself and Joel Pearl, we cover all things Impact Wrestling. They just had a pay-per-view last night. Me and Joel covered that. We do cover the Impact Wrestling pay-per-views. My brain blue screened in that one moment. Whew.
It's all good.
Anyway, you can type Cresta Starr on the internet, CrestaStarr. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, taking my horse to the Old Town Road, and in Uva Academy in Paldea. Where can they find you, Jules?
Hold on. I gotta say, you've done like 3 live streams these past 3 days, right? Is that what it was?
Yes, and I'm doing one later on tonight.
What? For what? For
myself on my Twitch for AEW All Out. There's so much to do, but I'm here.
But I did want to mention, did I not see you and Zelina Vega post your voice? I heard that voice. What was that about? What happened there?
All right. So quick sidebar.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
I have been a Zelina Vega stan since I got back into wrestling. I started watching wrestling in Modern Times in 2018, Money in the Bank. And ever since then, Zelina Vega, the line that sold it to me is that she was sitting there. Kayla Braxton was talking to her about something, and she said, I may be short, but you're beneath me. I died because she was shorter than she's a clown.
Bro, she's short. Yeah, now that I think about it.
And it's so funny. She loves Naruto, even though I'm a professional Naruto hater, but that's a story for another time. And I've always liked her. On my original Twitter, Cresta Starr, before I got DMCA banned because WWE India did not like me sharing the videos, whatever, we had followed each other. And on that video in particular, she has the blonde hair now. She had came out in her gear and she looks so good. Zelina Vega don't miss. All of her gear, her promo gear, she don't miss. Her and Lana don't miss. And she showed it to her husband. I'm like, wow, I'm just a jabroni on the internet. And you thought that I was cool enough to show your husband who don't show no nothing. He was like, yeah. When I said step up, he was like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
I'm a stan. I don't know this woman from a can of paint, but she don't miss. She a girl from New York. Nobody holds the door for a real New Yorker.
I saw that. Yeah. So I just want to know. I just want to know what happened because I was like, yo, that's pretty cool. So Cresta's out there working, doing it.
I'm doing everything. Listen, I'm trying to be famous, baby.
Go follow Cresta. I'm JulesTheHuman, JULES the Human on all social medias. I stream on Twitch. I do. I'm playing through Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's a lot of fun. There's a lot of nudity. Kind of weird on Twitch, but we're doing it. I do another podcast called the Jules and Matt Anime Hour. We're going through Black Clover right now. If you enjoy that, it's on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JulesTheHuman. I'm posting a lot of YouTube shorts and a bunch of other stuff. So go check it out. But every week, whenever this happens, whenever this is live, if you're watching live right now, join us next week because we're going to have another episode. Every Saturday, we do a show here on the Know Your News channel, Gaming Gone Weird. Hit that like button. Let them know you like us. And we'll see you throughout the week or see you next Saturday. Bye.
Bye.